Go.
Hi, I'm TV's America Ferrera. Just kidding. I'm Nico Santos, and I star in the NBC show Superstore. Hi.
And we are so happy to have you back in Portland because you're here for the Bridgetown Comedy Festival.
I am here for Bridgetown.
But you have some Portland roots, don't you?
I do.
Portland area roots.
Yes, absolutely. So I was born and raised in the Philippines, and when I was 16, I moved to Gresham, Oregon, with my older brother to live with my father. So I went to high school at Centennial High School, not Gresham like the paper originally stated. I got a lot of flack for that.
I bet.
They were like, "Oh, I'm like, go Eagles, don't worry." But yes, I moved to Gresham and went to Centennial High School. And then after high school, I went to Southern Oregon University. And then I moved to San Francisco.
But you worked at the Oregon Shakespeare
I
Festival.
did. I dropped out right after my junior year because I basically ran out of money, and I was like, I need a job. And then a friend of mine who had been working at the festival doing wardrobe saying, they're hiring, I can get you an interview. And it was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I got hired and I worked there for a couple of seasons.
So now, you did an interview with a freelancer for us, and you mentioned that when you were in high school, it really helped to get active, like in the drama clubs and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you know, it was so funny because like I really was huge, just dork geek growing up. I collected comic books, played Dungeons and Dragons, was, you know, like didn't have a lot of friends. And so when I moved to the United States, I was like, I'm going to reinvent myself and be really awesome. So what I do, I joined the drama. Really great move there, but it was actually really, really helpful because I kind of just found all my kindred spirits, you know. And arts education in the Philippines wasn't that prevalent. And Centennial High School had a great theater program and a great music program, so I was immediately involved in drama and choir. And really, I just latched onto it. And it was really amazing. The first role I ever did, they were doing auditions for The Sound of Music sophomore year, and I booked a part of Nazi.
Oh!
So
you played a Nazi.
I played a Nazi in The Sound of Music. Typecasting, I know.
So that was your first high school
That
role.
was my first high school role in a musical, and
Now you weren't Kurt, the boyfriend. Nazi.
I was not. I was just like I had two lines, one line. Aldrich, block the driveway. That was my line, and that's when I was bit by the acting bug apparently.
Yeah. So did you have other triumphs while you were in high school in the drama?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, like we did Sound of Music. I was Dr. Anagnos in The Miracle Worker.
Wow.
What else did we do? I was the Major General in Pirates of Penzance my senior year, so that was like big fun role.
Yes.
And like I said, the choir was really amazing. So like we would often compete in state competitions and national competitions, and we would actually like place and win. And it was a really, I don't know. I mean, high school's always kind of like bittersweet for most people. I did have a lot of fun with that, the arts aspect of it, but you know, it was a typical high school experience growing up as a person of color in a mostly white town. I was also like in the closet, so like going through and just, you know, growing pains of being an angsty teenager. I suppose.
Right.
So
yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
combine all of those and being an immigrant, you know,
Right.
there was a lot going on in my life.
That's a lot to carry.
Yeah, exactly. I was going through it, as they say. I was going through it.
So how often do you get up to these parts these days now that you're a big TV star?
It's been a while. I mean, like, I think the last time I was in Portland was just to visit some friends, and that was right after I had done the pilot for Superstore, so that was like 2 years ago. So, yeah, it was, and then I did Bridgetown. I think the last time I did Bridgetown was 5 years ago. So, but the last time I was here in Portland, we also did an Ashland trip, so it was fun too.
You did a what trip?
An Ashland trip.
Oh, an Ashland trip, yeah.
As well, so it was fun to sort of reconnect with my college friends and my OSF friends. So.
Cool. So now, it's interesting because, I mean, obviously a lot of people know you from Superstore, but you really were a stand-up comic for years and years and years before you started acting.
I mean, it's weird because people are just like, oh, what? And like, he came out of nowhere. What an overnight success. I'm like, I've been paying my dues for quite some time. I mean, I've been doing stand-up for about 11 years now, close to 12.
Yeah.
And you know, when I moved to Los Angeles, I started stand-up in San Francisco, and I moved to Los Angeles. And it wasn't my intent to. I didn't plan to be an actor. I was like, I'm gonna go to LA. I'm gonna, get my half-hour Comedy Central special. Maybe like try to film my Netflix special, what have you. But then I did. Under the urging of my manager, he encouraged me to audition for the CBS Diversity Showcase, which is this industry, this live comedy show for industry. And after that, that's really sort of like what pivoted my focus. After that, I got an agent that they found me there, and I signed with an agency. And then they started sending me out on auditions, and then I started booking small roles here and there. And then eventually that led me to booking Superstore. And Superstore was like the 5th professional acting job I've had. So I guess in terms of acting, it kind of did come fairly sudden, but I've been working a whole lot to get to this point. So, it takes, as with anything, it just takes time and perseverance.
I until I started researching you, I didn't realize that you had written for Fashion Police.
Yeah, I only wrote for a very few episodes. I wrote for about 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. But that's back when Joan Rivers was still alive?
When Joan Rivers was still a part of the show. It was a really surreal experience because it was Joan Rivers, so such a comedy legend.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was also a very taxing job. It was a lot of writing. It was my first writing job, and I wasn't used to writing that volume amount of jokes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. It was really challenging, but sort of hearing Joan Rivers speak your words was kind of like, I was just like floored the first time I heard her say my joke. It was just like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wrote for Fashion Police for a few episodes.
Yeah. So now, one of the great things about Superstore, which is a really good show, it's a really funny show, and it's people say this all the time, but it's wonderfully diverse in terms of the cast and the characters, and your character Mateo. I mean, he's Filipino, he's gay, but he's not exactly Mr. Noble.
No, exactly.
He's not, I'm the noble,
right,
sort of minority character here.
Yeah, I mean, and that's when I think sometimes you see when there's a minority character, people are sort of sensitive in how it's portrayed. But that's what I love about our show, especially my character, is that, I mean, him being gay and Filipino isn't really like the driving force of his narrative.
Right.
Right now, the main narrative is him being undocumented. So, but there's often this sort of like people will try to like, well, we can't make him the bad guy because he's representing. I'm like, no, I mean, these are human qualities. Wanting to be hardworking and being a little conniving about it is a quality that's present in some humans, and whether you're gay, straight, or white or black or brown, these are all qualities we can relate to. And that's what I love about the show. There's always every character that you see in the show, and a lot of people tell us that. They're just like, I work with a Mateo, I work with a Garrett, I work with a Dina, and it's and like I said, it's very diverse. They didn't set out to be a diverse show. Usually in Hollywood, when it's a diversity casting, it's always just like, well, we'll hire the black guy, we'll hire the Asian. It's like checking these boxes. But with our show, the way it was written actually is that none of the characters were written with any specific ethnicity in mind. With the exception of my character, which was originally written as a straight Latino guy. And then I auditioned for it, and they kind of liked my take on the character, and then they changed it. So, they kind of they really just sort of hired the funniest people they thought were for the show, and it all just happened to be a diverse cast, which really reflects
life.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, you're here at Bridgetown. So for people who are thinking about coming out this weekend, or maybe haven't had a chance to see you do stand-up, how do you kind of describe your comedy approach?
My skits, like my relatives would say.
Skits.
Tell me about your skits. What is it you do on stage with your skits?
Skits. That's a good one.
Well, I mean, like I do have a background in retail, so I worked retail in San Francisco for a very long time. So I mean, a lot of my humor is observational. I do characters. I'm a little dirty. So,
okay, so warning.
Yeah, warning, exactly. If you're easily offended, yeah, just stand up. I'm not that filthy, but
a little R-rated.
I mean, yes. Listen, I mean, life is R-rated, so NC-17 sometimes, you know. Sometimes. But I would say it's mostly like like observational stuff, goofy characters. I talk about my retail stuff. I talk about my mom a lot.
Is she still with us, your mom?
Yeah, she's in the Bay Area.
Yeah. Does she like you talking about her?
She loves it. She loves it. She really I don't know. I mean, listen, I got lucky that I did not get a stereotypical Asian tiger mom. Like, she never made me take piano lessons, or forced me to become a lawyer or a doctor or anything. Like, she wants me to marry one, but she wants me to be a doctor's wife. But,
there you go.
But she never forced me to sort of do all that stereotypical hard ass Asian mom stuff. But she was very supportive of my choice to pursue a career in the arts. And she loved it. She comes to my shows whenever she can. I did stand up on a gay cruise once, and I brought her with me. And she absolutely was the most popular person in that boat, because she was trying to find me a husband. And was sort of pre-interviewing everybody in the boat. Are you a doctor? Are you a lawyer? My son is single. He's a comedian on the ship. I'm like, well, I'm working.
She had a captive audience.
She really did. She loved, my mom loves the attention. She's great.
Funny.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And now you say this is the second time you've been to Bridgetown?
The second time I performed in Bridgetown, yeah.
And this is the 10th anniversary.
10th anniversary.
Yeah, so this is a big one.
This is, I mean, I go on the road sometimes, but especially with Superstore, the schedule is so busy, and just we film 8 months out of the year. And so when I had this window of time open, I contacted the festival. It's like, hey, I mean, do you have a spot for me? I'd love to come back. Just as an excuse to, do stand up and see my friends and my family, and sort of combine business with pleasure. So
yeah.
That all worked out.
What is it about the Bridgetown Comedy Festival that you like, or makes it kind of unusual?
It's such a, if you look at the list of performers, there's such a diverse group of comedians. And I'm not just talking about race or sexual orientations, but comedy-wise, it is every type of comedian that you can think of, from musical acts, absurdist comedians, to more traditional comedians. It's just, you'll get there's someone for everybody. And it's fun to see comedy in all these different venues. You have the big venues, the smaller bars, and for people out there who are true comedy nerds, really, it's where else can you sort of go and see all these quality performers, in a week during a weekend. It's stellar.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have been so kind to give us this time to talk. Is there anything we didn't already touch on that you wanted to mention?
Season 3 coming up. We'll be back in the fall. Season 3. We're gonna go back in July and start filming it. So, we're very excited.
Yeah. Filming starts in July.
Filming starts in July.
Comes right out.
Yes. And then we're doing 22 episodes for season 3.
That's excellent.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched our season finale, go watch it, because it's really good.
It was really good.
Yeah. I was telling you, we had filmed it back in February, and we knew all this special effects stuff was going to happen with a tornado, so we didn't really know how it was going to look like or how it was going to be pieced together. So it's always interesting to see what the final product is, because we're kind of just in the middle of it, and we kind of just don't know how it's going to end up. So once we see the final product, we were just like, oh my god. we're all sort of traveling right now, the cast. So Lauren's in Montreal right now. I'm here. America's back in LA, and I think Colton is in Atlanta right now. So we're all watching the finale in different parts of the country and texting each other, and we're just like, oh my god, I can't believe they used that part, or you know, like Sandra's so cold-blooded in this episode. Oh my god. I mean, like, we're one big happy family. It's kind of.
It seems that way.
I think we annoy a lot of other casts in different shows because we're just so lovey-dovey and like really close. And then other casts are just like, we hate each other. I'm like, sorry, we all love each other. So.
Well, what I love about it is it kind of reminds me of sort of The Office when it was really kind of hitting its stride. It's such a great ensemble of characters and actors.
We certainly sort of fulfill that niche, Office, Parks and Rec, though not in a mockumentary style.
Right.
But you know, Justin Spitzer, the guy who created our show, you know, was a writer producer for The Office for many years. Mm-hmm. So he comes from that school, and I don't know, he's just so brilliant. I mean, like the way he sort of weaves in topical and pertinent issues into our show, and sort of really not hitting people over the head with the issue and presenting both sides. It's really like, I don't know, like a really smart way to sort of incite conversation and discussion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so good plug for Superstore.
Yes.
Well, again, thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for
having this weekend in Portland.
Thank you.
And yeah, hopefully see you up here sometime soon.
I'll be back.
Again.
I'll be back.